Sorry about that. Literally just my every aspect of my internet was working totally fine except the stream. The stream would not go live. Or if it would, it was 100% packet loss. So it was basically not live. So I was like, okay. Yes. I subbed to Royalty Soaps. I will binge later. Look, if there's one thing I can do for you today, and if it's that I can impress upon you how satisfying it is to watch soap videos, then my job is done. I did it. I'm offended about that thing that's out of your control. I know. Fuck. I watched the Italian grandma make the sauce while you were away. Good, good. Yes. I can't remember what I was saying when everything went to shit, but it was probably good, or maybe not. Or maybe not. I don't know. At a certain point, I was trying to find it. At a certain point, I was watching a lot of videos about concrete. Why? I don't know. I do like, okay, look, you know how I just got done saying, yeah, I really don't like things that are like harsh and gray and and blocky and all that shit. I actually really like things that are made of concrete. I don't know why. So just to balance out everything that I've said with something that directly conflicts with it. I really like concrete. I think concrete's really cool. I've planned in my mind a table for a while that I would love to build one day. That's just like a big concrete slab, and then the center and other little openings in it, like little square openings, or maybe hexagon openings. I don't know. Have little plants or herbs that pop out of it. I think that would be fucking rad. But it still needs to be usable is the thing. A lot of the tables will have the tables that are that kind of idea will have a big section right in the center that's just a bunch of plants right in the middle. And I really like that. But it's too structured, I think. I don't know. I don't know. You have to pick a place for it and never move it again, basically. Yeah, exactly. It's true. I do watch Jin's Kitchen. Yes. I watch Jin's Kitchen. I watch Peaceful Cuisine now. I watch a bunch of videos by, I can't remember the name of the channel. There's this channel that's really controversial, and it's these beautifully, it's the same sort of concept, these beautifully shot mostly natural noises, not a lot of music typically, and it's these videos of this Chinese woman and her grandmother that live in the mountains somewhere in China, and it's really controversial because forums pop up all the time being I think that this is government propaganda. Fascinating. It's so fascinating because I never would have thought of that. But I understand why people think that, because you watch these videos and you think to yourself, man, China's gorgeous. China looks like a great place to live, right? I get why people are it's propaganda. Why does this person in the fucking mountains have like these gorgeous videos being made of their rural, beautiful, perfect life in China. I'm like, interesting, interesting, interesting. I would like you and Sam to be best friends with Rachel and June. Aw. We follow each other on Twitter. I do know that. Um, their cats are adorable. Their videos are great. They're very like personable and informative and yeah. Rachel streams sometimes, but it's weird because of time zones. Oh, yeah, I guess that's true. That's like there's a guy I've talked about him before. There's a guy that Benji turned me on to, and I found out that he streams and he does like traditional Japanese wood blocks and he's in Japan. And he streams to Twitch. Um but yeah, the times can be a little bit weird. It's normally like he normally goes live right as I'm waking up with Clark, which is interesting. Is the Japan vlog really happening? I mean, it has to. It was a sub goal. We don't have a plan for when we can go to Japan, but mm, sounds like Dodger has a friend crush. I have a million friend crushes. I have billions of friend crushes. Hi, Chloe. How are you? The Japanese channel I watch starts streaming at about 1 a.m. for me. Yeah, I know that I've been seeing more and more like Korean streamers, which has been interesting on Twitch, which really surprises me because Twitch is definitely not their biggest platform. Um, but they do really well. Twitch took off in Korea maybe 2 years ago. Really? I feel like I haven't until recently. No, I actually haven't seen any mukbang streams at all from them. It's all been like makeup or just talking with chat, like a lot of just chatting streams. It's because they have another one called Africa that's like their big one. So I'm surprised that people are like leaving Africa to go to Twitch, but I think the I don't know, maybe Africa is just like oversaturated and since Twitch does well here, there's like a different base of people to reach out to. Maybe it's like how people leave Twitch to go to Facebook. Maybe, maybe. Hmm. Yeah. Korean League of Legends players have been migrating to Twitch. Yeah, I've seen some StarCraft players, obviously. But oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Orion, hold on. Let me find him. How do I see just like everyone I'm following? I want to see everybody I follow, please. please. I didn't expect this to be so difficult. I just want to see everyone I follow. Everybody. How do I find that? If I hit following, it takes me to live. But it doesn't. I don't want just people who are live. I want everybody. I want everyone. Here we go. He's literally you ready? He's literally called Japanese Printmaking. That's his channel. Hold on. But he's cool. He's an older dude. Oh, fuck! I just closed Twitch altogether. My bad. Oh, sick. There we go. He formed the market. Yeah. Well, like, I don't know. He seems very knowledgeable about like current technology, and I don't know if that's because I know that I've seen he has like younger people working with him, so maybe they like help him, but hype level for E3. Anything you're looking forward to? I honestly have like nothing specific that I'm paying attention to for E3. I want to know if that From Software leak is real. I would be surprised if it wasn't, honestly, but I'm just very curious what that is. Apparently From Software is making a game with George R.R. Martin, but it's like a pre-E3 leak, and we don't know if it has any base in fact yet. That's I think the only thing that I'm curious about, really. Yeah, I think it's probably real too. I don't know why it would have. I'm very excited for Baldur's Gate, but like we found out about that a few days ago. I saw an interview with George where he said he was helping with a game in Japan. So that supports that. If there's no Animal Crossing, Krendor will go mental. So many people that I know who love Animal Crossing are like, I need it. Google Stadia? I actually don't know anything about it. Google Stadia. I feel like I've seen stuff about this, but I can't think of what it is. Is Stadia already screwed? Is the first is the first thing I see. Oh, right, this. The cloud thing. Right. Yeah. The Google Cloud stuff. We found out about this, like they announced this a while ago, right? Like a month ago or something. And now we're just getting more information, yeah? Okay. Yeah. 1 terabyte of data in 65 hours streaming at 4K. Play across laptops, desktops, Pixel 3 with cross-screen early access starting from day one. Google will also have its own controller designed for Stadia, of course. I don't know why, but sure. Buttons that allow you to stream to YouTube. Wow, okay. You can also use existing controllers or mouse and keyboard to play Stadia games, obviously. Does anyone use... Here's the question. So, PlayStation has, like, an option to just, like, start streaming. Does anyone use that? It's hilarious how unimpressed Doogs is. I just don't have enough information. Like, I don't have enough information to know if this is exciting or not. I think that there's probably potential here, yeah. I feel like I can't ever get excited about cloud gaming because a lot of people have tried cloud gaming and it, regardless of whether or not it works, it hasn't taken off, right? So if somebody can figure out how to do it properly and have it actually take off, that would be huge. GeForce Now's beta does well. Absolutely. Yeah. I would love for programs like this to work. I think that it makes games more accessible. It creates a situation where more people can play more things easily and not have to have like an incredible system in order to do it. All of that stuff is positive for the market. It's positive. It's very like I would say that it's very consumer friendly, right? A lot of things that wind up happening in the gaming sphere are anti-consumer. I think that if cloud gaming could work and have like a subscription model or a pay-as-you-go model, whatever the model is, if it's reasonably priced and if it doesn't require a whole lot on your end in order to make it work, then that's only good, right? But it has to work. So I think enough people are trying to do it that eventually it will work. And I think Google has the backing and the manpower and the money to have a really good crack at it. But I want to see it. And I want to use it. I wonder how Google is going to use this to find a way to harvest personal information. They don't need to. They already know literally everything about us. Yeah, B-Waffle. So typically, like, the idea of cloud gaming. What is cloud gaming? The idea of cloud gaming is that you are able to access the game on the cloud. So you don't have to take up space on your own system. You can say like, I want access to all of these games for this much a month or something like that. And then you can just play them. The reason that people talk about like, what about lag? What about latency? Like all of these issues is because you're going to wait the game isn't just here, right? You're having to rely on their system to send you information like instantly, so that when you're playing, there's no issues between your input on the controller and what happens on your screen. um so yeah. So really, like, the things that people worry about with their own systems, the positives are you don't need a bunch of space to store games. You wouldn't have to pay full price for games, most likely. So these games that are like $60 whatever, a lot of these services are saying, well, what if we had the game and you could access the game and you could play the game and still have a save state and all of that stuff. And it's cheaper because you're paying for access to like a library of games instead of like buying a game. Um, a lot of companies have said like maybe we'll do that kind of a market. Um, so there's like it would potentially cost less. They would store it for you, right? Your problem is that then you have to have good enough internet to be constantly streaming the game to yourself while also playing it. So, a lot of people who live in like rural areas, right, that don't have great internet or have spotty internet or whatever, are saying this might not work for me. But for people who have like pretty stable, strong internet, maybe it would be a really good option. Stadia Pro will be Game Pass subscription. Stadia Basic is single buy per game. Okay, interesting. I mean, it's crazy to me when I think about like how many games I own physical copies of. Literally at this point now, I've only kept copies of the games that I really love, like my beloved games, right? I keep copies of those. And everything else, it's along the same lines as like when I like donated all of that shit to the library, right? In my mind, I was like, I don't use these, so maybe somebody else can use them. So I I like offload a lot of my games, my like physical ones. So when I think about the ratio of like my physical games versus my digital games, it's bizarre. The number of like the number of physical games I have is like Sam and I could count them on our hands together. In fact, I'm trying to think like I have, let's see. I have Gitaru Man. I have Final Fantasy VII. I have I kept a lot of like I kept pretty much all of our physical handheld games because those just go in like a sleeve. Right? They're so tiny. They just go to I didn't bother. Um so we have all of our handheld games still. And Sam I think still has a ton of games. But like for me personally, I maybe have like not counting handheld stuff, I have maybe like 6 games, 5 or 6 games. I think people are more inclined to get physical copies of handheld games because a lot of times you play them like I play my stuff a lot on like the plane, right? And I don't want to have to go online to to play it. Um So it's just like convenience being able to have the physical copy of a game on a handheld or a travel system, I think. Yeah, exactly, Jackalope Joe. That's what we were saying, is that like you wouldn't have to have an incredible PC to play all of these games and have them, be beautiful and run beautifully, ideally. But if there's any lag at all, if there's any latency problems at all, people won't you won't spend very long on it, right? If you have an issue with it, the amount of patience you're going to have for that feeling of like, I pressed a button and it didn't happen like in the instant. And you can feel that, right? You can feel it when there's something just even ever so slightly off. If that feeling is there and it feels ever so slightly off even, it's going to be a problem. But we'll see. We'll see. It could be amazing. It could be awesome. I hope it's awesome. How I heat my room in the winter. Oh, nearly 2 years. 2 years ago, we announced our engagement, and we're getting married in 12 days. Rocket Rimple, congratulations. That's so exciting. Isn't that nuts? Yo, any kind of like big celebration thing, when there's been a lot of buildup and it's happening, it's just like, holy shit. And then when it's over, you're like, oh, thank God. At least for me. Dude, when we were in the car, so Sam and I spent our like wedding night at a place called Luton Hoo, and it was beautiful. And when we were in the car going to Luton Hoo, we were like, thank God it's over. It's over. I don't have to think about this shit ever again. Thank God. I didn't get that feeling with Clark. There was still a lot of buildup, and as we got closer and closer to the date, I was like, oh my God, we're about to have a baby. Holy shit, this is crazy. And then we went in for a routine checkup, and they were like, hey, you need to have the baby right now. And then we were fucking horrified and terrified for 2 days. So, it could go either way. Organizing weddings seems like too much, man. I mean, it's as much or as little as you want it to be. I've been to weddings that were in a backyard and they were beautiful, and I've been to weddings that had 300 people and were in a museum and it was also beautiful, but like, I think that things can be really complicated and they can be really simple. For Sam and I, we were like, as long as we have a place for the wedding to happen and good food, we're good. My dress can accidentally set on fire. That would really fucking suck. It was a beautiful dress. If my dress accidentally set on fire, we can still have a great day. If, something breaks down, that's okay. We'll make it work. Like, if at the end of the day, once everybody gets to the place, there's food there, and, everybody that was in the band is suddenly violently ill, we can bust out an iPod Pro and play some jams. It'll be fine, right? Like, it'll be fine. So, You can go to a courthouse, you can sign some papers, and then you can go to your favorite bar and invite your buds. Like, whatever. It's it's like, it can be very simple. Or it can be very elaborate. And if you're the sort of person who really loves to do things elaborately, weddings, I think, are probably a blast. Like, still stressful, but like such a blast to like do all of this amazing shit. I tried to be realistic with myself about what I could and couldn't do. And overall, I think it went fine. So we have 44 guests, and then we're having afternoon tea at a brewery, and it's going to be great. Awesome. Is Doogs hitched now? Yeah. Yeah, I'm super married. It's going to be 2 years this month that I've been married. Like since the ceremony. Super duper married. I'll be married 8 years in August. That's mega married. Yo, true that. True that. My parents have been married for 40 years now almost. That's some fucking super duper omega married. That's not so married. I haven't watched Dukes in a while. I was like, huh? What? She's a mom now? I am. I have a baby? Look. She's passed out. She's asleep. But she exists. She's real. But yeah. I have a baby. I have a husband. What the fuck? Who would have thought? Those of you who've been watching me for years, who would have thought I would have gone from the girl in Oregon in a studio apartment surrounded by Mountain Dew cans to this hot mama. I have 2 cats. I have a lovely husband. I have the baby of my dreams. It's great. I'll admit the baby was sooner than I had anticipated. You can almost pass as an adult. Almost. Almost. I saw an old ass video of you a couple days ago and you look near identical. I think I look very different. But I think that's just because when I look at pictures of myself from when I started YouTube, I'm like, I was in such a different place then. Different but not older. That's fair. Arnar, thank you so much for all the gifted subs, buddy. Appreciate it. Started with melting keyboards and now you're here. You know it, bitch. Aw. So many of you guys go back and watch old coffee times. That's very sweet. You exude more confidence for sure than you did back then. I'm glad. I think at different points in my life, I've been really confident about some things and really insecure about others. And that's probably true for a lot of people, right? Like like at every stage of your life, you're like struggling with something, and that becomes your like major insecurity. And then hopefully you have things where you're like, but I'm good at this, or I don't know. I guess sometimes it requires a little bit of self-love to be able to be honest with yourself about like, I am good at stuff. But I think if anything, I would say that now there's still things that I worry about all the time and things that I'm insecure about for sure, but I'm much more confident that I'm like living a life that I'm proud of, and that I've made like good choices to get where I'm at, and that it's okay for me to just like be myself and just keep doing what makes me happy and try to make the people that I love happy, and that should be my focus. And yeah, getting older is weird. It's super weird. But I hope that as I get older and older, I can be more and more like, I don't know if confident is the right word. I don't know what the right word is, but wise, sure. I hope that as I get older, I continue to feel more and more like comfortable in my skin, you know, because I definitely like I've talked about this a million times, but like when I was little, I was so insecure about my ears. I was so insecure about my ears, and now I love my ears. And then I like went through, you know, that really like uncomfortable hormonal stage in like high school and stuff, where I absolutely like hated my hips. I hated them. And I was dancing every day, right? Like I was in like the best shape of my life. It was just my body type. It's just my shape. And I hated it. And now I've just like accepted like I've got some hips. It's fine. That's like my body, and that's fine. And I've gotten really insecure about aspects of my personality, and that's changed as I've gotten older. Like there have been things about me as like a person where I'm like, I really wish I wasn't like this. And as I get older, at every stage, I'm able to look at some part of myself and say like, it's okay that that's what I am. There's positives to that, right? You focus so much on like, this thing about me frustrates me because of this negative thing, right? And hopefully at some point in your life you can look at that and say, but there's another side to that coin, and I can appreciate that more now. And I think as I get older, there are more things about myself that I can like appreciate instead of hate about myself. And I hope that as I get older, I can become more and more of a person who's just like, not arrogant, but just like comfortable with myself and sees like the good in myself. Because I think that when you see the good in yourself, it's easier to use that for good for other people, you know? Hips are a weird one. They are. Here's the reason why. You want to know why? It's because I really loved like, and I still do, I really loved like androgynous styled clothing. And a lot of it is not for curvy people. It's not for pear-shaped people. Like the people who really, at the time at least, that really rocked the like androgynous look when I was in high school didn't have any kind of like curves going on. And so for me, I was going, I really wish that I could pull those clothes off, but I can't. And it really frustrated me because it was like the style that I thought was the most me at the time, you know? So I would like try to do it, but it didn't look the way that I wanted it to look. And I completely attributed it to, it's because I have a butt. It's because I have hips. The hips are ruining the whole thing. So, yeah. I felt like I just didn't have the body type or the body style to like pull it off. And I think it's really cool now that there are some people who get like tailored suits that are curvier and it looks really good. So like in my mind now, I can say to myself, if I ever wanted to get like a nice suit or something, there are looks that I could go for, like people that I could model a look after that have more of my body type. Because at the time I didn't ever see anybody who figured out how to pull that off properly, you know? Yeah. I feel that in a different sense where my perfect style requires me to be a fair bit slimmer in general. Yeah, I think I think it's probably common, right? Is to see a style and say like that is how I see myself almost, right? Like the perfect version of me is able to pull off this look. And then we get frustrated when we can't figure out how to do it and have it work with us now. And so we look at what are all of the issues with me now that I would need to fix in order to be the perfect me, right? That's such a frustrating feeling. Yeah. So to everybody else who's felt that way, a lot of us have. You are in good company. I dress vintage and I always get angry about my waist size. Yeah. I need to get strip and buff. Like even for Sam, right? Even for somebody like Sam who I think looks great. I'm biased. He's my husband and I think he's handsome and gorgeous. Sam has lots of things about himself that he harps on himself for. You know. I think it happens to everybody. There can be somebody that you look at and you're like, wow, they're in great shape. God, they're just crushing it. They do the exact same thing to themselves. So. The more adult you become, the more you realize everyone is a wreck. But like, I hope that by realizing that like you're not alone. We're all like going through the same shit. Not the same shit, but like adjacent shit. Maybe we should say that. Everybody's going through adjacent shit, right? We can all at least identify an aspect of one another's troubles. And then just like, I don't know. I like to think it's like my entire life philosophy. So I like to think that putting good vibes out can make a difference. I like to think that like talking about things positively, talking about aging positively, that all of that stuff can help. I want to believe that. Like, we're all here and we're all going through a lot, but there are really good things about life too. And there are things that we're frustrated with about ourselves, but hopefully one day we can look at that frustrating thing and see something good about it. I want to believe that that's true. And I know it's not always going to be true. There's some stuff that just sucks. There's some stuff that just really fucking sucks. But I want to believe that everybody can have a turning point, that everybody can be happy, and that we can all like support each other and help each other get there quicker, you know? Yeah. That's why it's important to be nice, because everyone else is a wreck like you. Yeah. Be excellent to each other and party on, dude. That's the life philosophy right there. I think how I feel now is how adults felt when I was a kid. I thought they had their act together, but it turns out they were faking it like I am. I think about that a lot as a parent. That how do you create a sense in your child of like, I'm still human, and if I fuck up, I want to be willing to say I'm sorry to her, and I want her to know that I'm doing my best and that I'm trying, you know? But at the same time, I don't want her to feel like I want her to feel like she can rely on me, right? I don't want to create a situation where she's like, well, mom's a mess. like it's a balance. There's a balance there, I think, for sure. Being willing to say that I'm wrong, but also to have her feel like she can come to me to figure out what to do, you know? We were talking about this exact thing at knit group today. I don't know why, but reading out the words knit group like made a little swell in my heart. I'm just imagining like this really adorable group of people just knitting together and talking about life. It's great. You can't let them know you have no idea what you're doing. The reliability for me was built by being relied upon in multiple occasions. I guess that makes sense. If I'm there for her, over time she'll realize that I'll be there for her. That makes sense. We are your knit group. Fuck. Shit. It's true. I'm going to rename study hall to knit group. We never knit here, but it's a concept, okay? Hi, Octo. Everybody say hi, Octo. I'm knitting. I don't know about you guys. Fuck. Everyone in chat is knitting, and I had no idea this whole time. We're just really slow at it. Fuck. I didn't know. I missed the memo. This isn't a knitting streamer? I don't... I have horror Homer. Does that help? Does this help? Yuck. I think we've lost the thread here. I don't know if that was meant to be a pun or not, but it's good. I like it. What is that? Octo, have you not seen Night Terror Homer? It was my very first perler project ever. Hold on. Yuck. His classic phrase. A yuck? I told Sam I was going to put these on eBay. And be like, hello, we're raising money for a move. Does anybody want Night Terror Homer? The yuck completes it, right? They have to be sold together. Someone would buy it. I know. 1 cent. Starting at 1 cent. Night Terror Homer. I'm just here for Dodger's laugh. My Krendor laugh. It took me so long to realize what people were talking about when they would say that I did a Krendor laugh. I could not figure out what the fuck they were talking about for so long. And I finally figured it out. And now when I do it, I realize that I'm doing it. I'm like hyper aware of it now. It's a low level Krendor laugh. I don't do that. He does at the end of it most of the time. How are you? I'm doing great. Is it true you're moving to the UK? That's the plan. Unless I fill out the visa stuff and they're like, so we'll see. Cries laugh. Cries laugh is like a giggle. I don't think I could even imitate Cries laugh. Cries laugh is something else. It's the one thing I can't do. I like to think that because you've got a pretty spot on cry impression. I like to think that you've done your cry impression in the past and hit a point where you needed to do the laugh and just fucking veered somewhere else. You were like, I can't do it. So I'm gonna suddenly take this into a depressing zone. Sam's laugh when he really gets got by something funny gives me life. Me too. Oh my God. I love Sam's like cry laugh. It's so funny. When he like really laughs. It's like a full on guffaw. Like it's just so loud. It's really funny. Cry sometimes laughs like a maniac. That's true. Yes, Jesse's laugh. Jesse's laugh is one of my favorites for sure. Because there's a build up, right? There's like a like he's just like fucking like it's so good. He does. He revs into it. Oh, shit. So good. It's even better when it gets animated. It is. But that's because Dan is so good at, at listening to audio that's just nonsense sounds. Like Jesse and Krendor together make so many weird fucking noises. And Dan's like, okay. And he like the way he animates it sometimes is so good. My actual full on laugh is totally silent. That's true. You double over and you just go, and it's so funny. We're probably gonna move close to Sam's family. They all kind of live in the same ish area. So we're just sort of looking anywhere in there. Yeah, that's the plan. Because one of the big benefits of being there is that lots of people can help us with Clark. So if we're close, lots more family stuff can happen. Lots more babysitting opportunities. Speaking of, my love, my sweet girl, she wake up. Does Sam really sneeze like that? He does, yeah. That's his actual sneeze. Everyone always thinks it's a goof, but it's his actual sneeze. Of course we'll bring the cats. Yes. Unless for some reason, like every time we've gone in, they've said that the cats are in great health. If for some reason we go in and say like, hey, we need to put these cats on a plane, and they say there's an issue with that, we'll deal with that. But it should be totally fine. I worry about Sherlock because Sherlock isn't old, but he's older and he's had health issues before. So he's the one that I'm the most nervous about. Like, it's a long flight and he already hates being in a carrier. So whatever they think is going to be the safest way to like keep him calm for a long period of time is what we'll do. But I do worry about him. A luxury cruise over the pond. That's the way. That's the way. One of my cats went very suddenly blind last year. What? Good benefit is they can now have access to fish and chips. I would love if they could be more properly like indoor outdoor cats. If we got to live in more like countryside-ish area and they got to go outside and like actually hunt for mice and do all of those sorts of things, I think it would be really good for them mentally, to be able to do those kinds of things. But I would want to make sure, like, I would not let them outside for a long time to make sure that they were like, this is home. Yeah, when we moved here, even though the backyard is like completely sectioned off and I knew that we could let them into the backyard, we were told to keep them indoors for a while so that they established this as like, this is my territory. This is where I come back to. Just in case. How old is Sherlock? People always ask this and I can't remember. He is 8 or 9. I can't remember. So not super old. I don't think they have a coyote problem in England, but they have foxes. Foxes are a big issue in England. She says, "Hello, I'm awake. Would anybody like to come get me? Excuse me, ma'am. Mummy, daddy, anybody." Yeah, he's not super old. Literally, it's just he has an immune issue, an immune disorder. So I don't think that would cause any kind of a problem, and it should not create it. There shouldn't be any sort of a situation where they're stuck in quarantine. So we should be able to just go over, have them double check all of the info, and then we just get the cats. That should be how it goes. So yeah. Anywho, Clark's awake. It's nearly noon, so it's perfect time to wrap up. Thank you guys so much for watching today. I will be not streaming tomorrow night. I might stream early in the day. Like, I might do this kind of a stream tomorrow, because in the evening I'll be at the Final Fantasy VII concert. Very excited. I get to go do a fun thing. I'm so happy. Yeah, Gerard and Sam and I think Octo is coming. I think. But yeah, very excited. I know. It's going to be amazing. So, yeah, I'll be at that. Rip Gerard, he got second place in the Invitational. Aw, man. So yeah, if we do study hall tomorrow, it'll be in the morning. It'll be like around this time. Arnar, thank you so much for more gifted subs. I'm gonna read this off, and then I'll send you over to somebody. I'll get that populating so that we know who's streaming. Panda Guy, thank you for the 15 months. Dami Matrix, thank you for the 15 as well. Spooky Boomba, thank you for the 19. Andelect, thank you for the 5. Evil Sheeplord for the 5. Silhouette for the 9. Happy Twitch baby. Functional Monkey, thank you so much for the 5. Nifix, thank you for the 10. So glad I've been able to support my favorite streamer for so long. Thank you so much, Nifix. Zakona, thank you for the 61. VTMC for the 28. Frankenstein for the 10. Salty Time for the 42. Alara Tenny, thank you for the 3 years. Happy anniversary. I hope it's been a great 3 years with us. Magic Matty, thank you for the 20. Crow Wolf for the 6. Hello Bedlam for the 33. Daryl Biggums for the 35. Eggs Benedict for the 2 years. Happy anniversary. Ezra Annie, thank you for the 6. Kuruk, thank you for the 1 year. Happy anniversary as well. Ezra Annie said, "I love you and your family so much. Thank you. Thanks for being an older sister role model for me." Oh, give my love to Sam and Clark. Thank you very much. It's a very sweet message. Null Mass, thank you for the 27. Dre Swifty for the 3. Carla Driver for the 21. Board Geek, thank you for the 61. Sikabi, thank you for the 4 months. Lady Haywood for the 8. Corona for the 10. Dapper Badger, thank you so much for the 3. It's good to know that I have a great stream and a great community ready for me on a rough day. Well, I hope today isn't rough, but if it is, I hope that we cheered you up a bit. Genebra, thank you so much for subscribing. Welcome to the Cat Gang. Marvin or something, thank you for the 2. Muna Draws On, thank you for the 9. Happy Twitch baby. V Thanatos, thank you for the 2. Bowen for the 19. Marloose, thank you for the 5. Pops Cockles for the 11. B Dang for the 1 year. Happy anniversary. iCurry, thank you very much for subscribing. Welcome. Mr. Genovation for the 27. Mercook for the 19. Off the Grid for the 15. Thesis J, thank you for the 51. JC for the 5. Isis for the 5. Rookie Burns for the 15. Buroth for the 30. Biblington, thank you very much for subscribing. Welcome. Sromi for the 13. Relief for the 38. Jason Lexi for the 21. Thorfinn for the 35. Keek for the 11. Hiei for the 2. Hissia, thank you for the 51. ATLR Love, thank you so much for the 7. I've lurked for so long. Welcome. John, 8RFC, thank you for the 2. Simoner for the 6. Lustus for the 17. Ribber for the 34. Miyabi for the 6. Campion for the biddies. Thank you. Bambalamber for the 40. Minra, thank you for the 41. Rockhead Rumple for the 23. Almost 2 years. Goose McDuck for the 9 months. Happy Twitch baby. Koto-san for the 49. Arnar, thank you for gifting subs to Mono Whatever. Kairos Sukishoku. Gryfeather, Mulatto Rants, and Robs the Bay. All of you welcome or welcome back to the Cat Gang. Thank you, Arnar. Blunners, thank you for the 33. Fry Dragger for the 4. Asha, thank you so much for the 26. And Koa for the 17. Jay Black for the 32. Chair function finally works. Haven't been able to since before you revealed you were pregnant. Whoa, that's a long time. Keeping awesome. You're doing great. Thank you very much. A Glitch Gnome, thank you for the 14. Stevenson, thank you so much for gifting a sub to Pyro's Here, or Pyro Shear. Welcome to the Cat Gang. Thank you, Stevenson. Convala, thank you so much for subscribing. XFit for subscribing, or CrossFit. Both of you, welcome to the Cat Gang. Garen, thank you for the 17. Maverick Kaiser for the 44. Tie-Dye for the 1 year. Happy anniversary. Arnar, thank you for gifting more subs to Whitestone Musketeer, Donut, Black Rose Akisa, Me, the Medic, and Iggings. All of you welcome and welcome back to the Cat Gang. Thank you, Arnar, for more of those. And Shenanigans, thank you for the 7. And Ma War Less Gaming, thank you so much for the 22. And Willwall, thank you for the biddies right at the end here. You guys have been amazing. I will hopefully see you tomorrow. I'll let you know on Twitter. And I hope you take care of yourselves. Have a great day. Who are we gonna raid? I almost left without looking. Who are we gonna raid? Oh, Quiston and Ted are doing Overcooked. So let's do that. Go say hi to my buds. They're lovely. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.